Welcome. Scott here. In this video I giving you a quick overview on how to clear the ongoing current squad boss battle event. This guide will cover on how to tackle the squad boss battle, Hecaires of Rousing adversity. This is one of the 3 boss battles featured in the war event. For the other boss events, you can refer to the other videos on my channel. For last season's squad war, I didn't join a squad, that is why I am unable to cover on the event. So this is actually my first time tackling the event. Before I continue to give an overview of how squad boss battle works. Firstly, you need to join a squad to access this event. You can access the boss battle sub-menu under the Total War main menu. You will be able to choose one of the 3 fights to tackle. The squad boss battle is a game mode where all squad members must work together to raid bosses and obtain rewards. When the battle starts, you must raid each boss in each stage difficulty to get raid points and raid a total of 3 bosses. The higher the difficulty that you clear, the more raid points and raid guild coins you earned. The accumulated raid points are displayed on the individual raid gauge below the image of each boss and on the combined raid gauge above the images of bosses. An individual raid gauge is applied individually to each boss and it only increases upon clearing a stage difficulty featuring a specific boss. You can obtain rewards when the gauge reaches 100%. A combined raid gauge combines all individual raid gauges and it rewards you based on your progress. There is a daily limit to obtaining raid points from the same boss, which applies to all squad members. So participate the fight with squad mates and follow your squad leader's instructions. So what are the rewards that you can obtain by completing the battles? You can obtain fabulous rewards. Some of the important rewards can only be obtained through squad events or time-limited events unless you buy them with premium black crystals. To get premium black crystals, you need spent real-world money. Every squad member is limited to 3 attempts per day. Upon filling up the individual boss raid gauge to 100% for a specific boss, you will obtain a squad boss battle box. Each battle box chest will gives you 30 squad raid coin, 500,000 yul, 5 normal gear substat changing stone and 30 gear upgrade stone. For every such event, your squad can get up to 3 such chests assuming your squad have met the requirements. When you fill up a certain percentage of the combined raid gauge, all squad members will eligible to achieve the additional rewards. When your squad reaches 20%, you will get a chest that contains 5 normal gear substat changing stone and 20 gear upgrade stone. When your squad reaches 50%, you will get a chest that contains 10 normal gear substat changing stone, 30 gear upgrade stone and 3 SRSSR skill page summon ticket. When your squad reaches 80%, you will get a chest that contains 20 normal gear substat changing stone, 30 gear upgrade stone, 5 SRSSR skill page summon ticket and 2 LR gear summon chest. The chest allows you to obtain a random LR or LR greater gear. When your squad complete the target at 100%, you will get a chest that contains 40 normal gear substat changing stone, 7 gear upgrade stone chest and 4 LR gear summon chest. The chest allows you to obtain LR or LR greater gear. Each gear upgrade stone chest contains 6 greater gear upgrade stone, 15 gear upgrade stone and 20 lesser gear upgrade stone. You can check on status to see how your squad mates are progressing, while the boss info will provide details about the boss mechanics. Upon selecting each individual boss, you will see the boss fight menu where you will be allowed to choose between 3 difficulty. For the normal difficulty, the battle power requirements is 155,000 and costs you 8 stamina. Upon clearing it, you will get 100 raid points and 10 raid guild coins. For the hard difficulty, the battle power requirements is 200,000 and costs you 9 stamina. Upon clearing it, you will get 200 raid points and 20 raid guild coins. For the nightmare difficulty, the battle power requirements is 260,000 and costs you 10 stamina. Upon clearing it, you will get 300 raid points and 30 raid guild coins. Raid points contribute to filling up the gauge, while raid guild coins allows you to purchase from the squad shop. The squad shop allows you to purchase skill enhancement materials, accessory upgrade stone chest, UR accessory summon chest and LR accessory summon chest. Most of the items have a weekly or monthly limit. This is the main incentive on why you should join a squad and help your squad get stronger by participating in the event. Now I have given you a quick overview of how squad battle works. Let us focus on the boss mechanics for the featured boss battle of the video. The Hecaires of Rousing Adversity is a Sense or Green Defender unit. Let me quickly go through its skills. Its skill 1 Magic Barrage deals damage to all enemies that inflicts 50% reduced mobility and grants a weapon enhancement level 4 buff on self for 1 turn. Its skill 2 Laser deal damage to all targets and grants buff to self. It will enact a barrier that equates to 300% of the damage dealt for 3 turns. It will also grants the boss a Fortify level 4 buff for 3 turns. Its skill 3 Gyro Meteor deals damage to all enemies, cleanses 3 debuffs off itself and grants a 60% increased mobility buff. When its attack gauge is max, the boss will uses its special skill, Magic Fusion, which deals damage to the enemy with the highest HP. If the boss has an active buff present, the boss attacks after granting 300% increased damage dealt buff. The boss have the following passives. 1. The boss is immune to status ailments, silence, and total silence. 2. The boss will applies immunity to the field on the following mechanics: barriers, protection, resurrection, invulnerability, immortality, and time stop. 3. Upon fighting against a favored enemy, increased damage dealt by 95%. With the boss having such a nasty and annoying moveset, I have used the same team comp that I use for Hecaires of Rousing Fire. I have deployed the usual stamina draining and speed down team that involves the following mages: Mars, Lotus, Julius, and a buff immunity unit, Nebra. If you let the boss attacks and it has a buff, the boss will gain 300% increased damage dealt buff, which will most likely kill off its target. Due to its passive, the boss will also do more damage if the target is technique or blue attribute type. The boss also put an annoying barrier that scales 300% of the damage dealt. At the start of the fight, the boss always starts off with Magic Barrage, which reduced your party's mobility by 50% and grants itself a weapon enhancement buff that raises its attack. So the recommended strategy is to negate the boss buffs while lowering its speed and stamina, killing it off before it gets a turn. Julius and Lotus offers the least resistance path to clear this fight, with Julius draining stamina while Lotus lowers the boss speed with his debuffs. The difficulty to executing the stamina draining and speed down strategy will depends on the skill enhancements level of your mages and the type of gear sets that you give your mages. Minimally, I would recommend you to get Lotus Special to at least level 2. Give your debuffer mages, Lotus or Nebra, the following gear set: Secret of Deep Sea set along with the small attack piece and defense piece of the Great Merchant Collection set. Having a full set of the Secret of Deep Sea set will boost the unit's speed stat by 5. Having 2 pieces of the Great Merchant Collection set will give the mage 40% boost to his or her defense. Mars should be a full 6 defense piece, since he will be taking the brunt of the damage if the boss ever get the chance to act. His combination attack also allows him to inflict speed down. Julius will have all attack pieces with 2 attack piece of the Secret of Deep Sea set. To get the gear pieces, you need to farm them at the Red Gear dungeon. Nebra applies her buff immunity debuff using her skill 2. Next, have Julius starts off with his skill 2 to fully drain the stamina, which requires his skill page. Lotus uses his special and Mars uses the combined attack. If party don't have great gear or high skill enhancement levels, you might need to reset to ensure that Lotus 55% speed down debuff activated on the boss when you have him uses his special. In order for Nebra to inflict the buff immunity debuff, you will need her skill page. This is a guaranteed trigger, which explains why most players uses and build Nebra for this or other fights that requires buff immunity. If you don't have Nebra with her skill page, you can use Catherine or Rill. Catherine can inflict buff immunity with her skill 2 and Rill can inflict buff immunity with his combined attack. Unlike Nebra, the trigger isn't guaranteed, so do take note of that. With the briefing of the boss mechanics done, let me proceed to showcase my run for the event.
They're all roadside pebbles.